Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm Pruitt. Hope you're doing well. I'm unbelievable as always. I'm doing something a little different right here. Using my phone to film, which is not unusual. The only difference is I'm not using the front-facing camera, so I'm sort of filming blind. I don't have a viewfinder to see if I'm in frame, and I'm just hoping everything is going to work out, as well as I hope everything works out with the audio and stuff like that. I'm going to run a quick errand right now, but I wanted to check in with you guys before the week was out, before the year was over with, let you know what's going on. So first off, I need to run to the post office and drop off a piece of mail. I really don't necessarily have to do that. I could just go and stick it into my mailbox, but I need to get outside and get some air. Yes, it's raining like heck outside. Well, no, actually looks like it's stopping now. But I still need to get out and get some fresh air and get a little bit of natural light onto this beautiful skin of mine. And I only have a small window to get that done because I have some other things that I need to do here at the IT workstation at around 3 o'clock. So I'm going to push on through this thing, if you will. So anyway, how y'all folks are doing? Gotta head on out to this here post office. How was your holiday? How's your holiday season been? I know everybody doesn't celebrate Christmas. You got Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, all of that good stuff, whatever. How did all those holidays work out for y'all? We celebrate Christmas in my family, and Christmas was pretty good, I must say. Boys got what they wanted. Or I think they got what they wanted. I don't know. We just put the cash together, bought the gifts. They opened the gifts. They seemed to be happy, so I didn't really get anything, but that's no big deal. I never really get anything because most of the time I just go get what I want myself. Sometimes I'm a little difficult to buy gifts for, if you will, and I openly admit that. But that's just how I am. If it's something that I want out there, I just go get it, or I figure out a way to work for it and eventually go get it. Besides the holiday, what's going on now for me from a creative standpoint is first trying to recover and continue to get over this stupid cold that I have. Hold on, I gotta tell somebody what they need to do. Hey, you need to go sit down. Go. Go on. Quit looking back at me. Go. Stay up there. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, I need to continue to recover from this little cold that I got. I don't feel bad, but I still have a pretty craptastic cough going, and then I need to get back on a pretty regular shooting schedule. I need to get back to a pretty regular shooting schedule. I'm hoping to start with that tonight. I think the rain is going to clear out, and I want to do a little bit of long exposure stuff in the city. So that's one thing. I need to get back to a regular creative schedule. Next up, I'm preparing for CES, and I wanted to share my little process when it comes to CES or any type of conference. How I like to prepare for it and what seems to work for me as far as getting everything squared away and prepared and being able to create while you're out there, because that's the end goal. Is once you're there, I'm going to be sponsored by Tech Republic and CBS Interactive to go. So my whole goal is to be able to create really, really great content for those people that are sending me out there. Okay, so you got to prepare before you get there. You got to prepare when you get there. You got to actually execute and then hit publish and upload. You know, so that takes a little bit of work and it's a little bit of a grind. All right, so first off, when you start in your preparation, you want to start that with plenty of time as far as getting your tickets, getting your airfare, your hotel, and all of that stuff. Get it like way ahead of time. I'm talking if you can plan on it 7-8 months out, do it. You know, because what happens is there's so many people attending that conference. The hotel rates are going to skyrocket the closer you get to it, because there's hundreds and thousands of attendees and vendors and whatnot showing up, and they're all going to need rooms and they're all going to need airfare to get out there. So if you want to go to CES, go ahead and plan it super early. All right, so I know the most obvious question is, well, how do I get to CES and how do I get to cover it and all of that? You can attend CES as a press member, which is what I'll be doing, or you can attend CES as an attendee, where you basically spend, I think it's $100 for the ticket. I can't remember, but I don't see anything wrong with that. You don't necessarily have to be a member of the press to cover CES and share content from CES. There's a lot of things that are there that, as an attendee, that you cannot, get your hands on because you're not press access or anything like that. But there's still a ton of other things that you can attend just as a regular attendee coming off the streets. Keep a lookout for when the registration opens up at CES, because it doesn't open up until, I want to say, like midway through the year, something like that. So just be on the lookout for that. And for those of you that don't know, CES is the Consumer Electronics Show. That's what CES stands for. It is one of the largest trade shows in the world, where vendors from all over the planet come in to show off their biggest and best and forthcoming products for the upcoming year. A lot of these products are things that you have already seen. A lot of these products are things that you've seen leaks of. Sometimes it's people that are out there with a dream and a twinkle in their eye, just wanting to share what they've been working on and trying to start their own business. So it's a wide range when it comes to who's out there showing off their products. Okay, that was easy. Painless. And I'm not even really wet from the rain. I live in a really small town right here near Charlotte, North Carolina. And you can see, it's just an old mill town, and it's got a lot of character to it. It's got a lot of issues, but there's little things like this little lady right here just walking. You don't I don't see that a lot of places. Just this little old lady out here just walking to get the mail and walking back home in peace. No big deal. It's just a little simple town, Okay, so now that you're done all of your little preparation as far as making sure you can get there, the next thing to take a look at is, what are your interests? What are the things that you really want to target as far as presenting it to your particular audience? Of course, with my channel, I focus a lot more on digital content creation, specifically more so with creating photos and creating videos. So I'm going to try to focus a lot on dealing with those particular venues while I'm out there. No, I'm not necessarily going to go out and meet the camera venues and things like that, but yeah, I will actually Yeah, I am actually going to meet Canon now that I think about it. But that's neither here nor there. Most of the time I like to try to focus on software and things like that can help making the content creation process a little bit better, whether they're using AI, whether they're using just their own particular user interface to make it faster and more efficient. And so that's how I look at it. So for you need to figure out stuff like that. What are you going to focus on as far as your particular niche of content? Good boy. Okay, so now you figured out that you're going, you got your ticket, and now you figured out what you want to cover. The next thing is to see how you can actually get in touch, or at least figure out exactly who's going to be there that's within your niche. On the CES website, a lot of times they will have the list of vendors and things like that. And you can scour through that to see if it fits whatever it is that you're looking for. You can also just go on Twitter. And if there's a company that comes to your mind, go on Twitter, look up their Twitter feed, ask them about CES, ask them where they're going to be. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, yeah, we'll be there. And yeah, please come by and check us out. Just do a little bit of your legwork to help you figure out the people that you're wanting to speak to and see, and figure out exactly where they are. Because the more you do that legwork now, it makes it a lot easier to sort of plan it out as far as your actual execution plan. Because I'm going to tell you, the Las Vegas Convention Center is just massive. You will spend a full day trying to get through it, and you won't get through it. You just won't. It's that big. So set up a calendar, whether it's on Google Calendar or something like that, and map out where you're going to be and when you're going to be there. And it'll help make things a lot easier in the long run. In the middle of setting all of that stuff up, be sure to set aside time for a meal. Be sure to set aside time to actually sit down and create the content. Yeah, you can go out there and do your photos, you can do your video shoots and your quick interviews and things like that. But eventually you need to set aside the time to meld that stuff together to make it presentable to where you can share it with your readers, followers, subscribers, and so forth, or with your blog or what have you. You need to make sure that you block off some time to actually sit down and do all of the creative work, getting everything pushed together. Okay, so now that you got the lay of the land as far as getting yourself prepared and getting everything in order and whatnot, the last thing that I'll tell you, well, maybe not the last thing. Let me step back one more step. Now that you know that everything is squared away and you're going to get there, you know who you're going to talk to and whatnot, make sure you have all of your tools that you need. I'm not saying pack a gazillion pounds worth of equipment. Just pack your essentials. Pack your smartphone, your camera, your additional mics that you may have or may not have. Give yourself a nice backpack, and make sure you have some nice walking or running shoes so you can cover a lot of ground and not have any discomfort when it comes to just walking around and running around all day long, because it will wear you down and you could end up very, very sore. But yeah, there's that. So now that you've gotten all of that squared away, got all your equipment, got all your gear, you fixed up your schedule and whatnot. So the last thing that I'll tell you is, while you're there, have some dadgum fun. Just enjoy being there. Enjoy soaking up all of the information that you can soak up. I've been on some different podcasts over the years and hosted podcasts here and there. And it's funny, when I look back, I can remember like some of my favorite technologists talking about CES and how much they dreaded going. And it used to bug me because at the time I had never been to CES. So I took a little offense to that. But until that first time and that second time that I went there, I see exactly why those old timers, or veterans if you will, dreaded going to CES, because it is a lot of work if you're out there trying to create content. It's a lot of walking, a lot of running around, a lot of planning. There's no sleep, none whatsoever. Each time that I've been to CES, I probably sleep about 2 hours a night, because in addition to wanting to get my work done as far as meeting with people and whatnot, getting the actual edits done and submit it and upload it, I also want to try to spend time on social media, sharing things with all my followers there. So that takes up a few hours, the meal times and things like that. And eventually you want to just sort of have an hour or two of decompression to where you can just go and play or whatever it is that just allows you to decompress. And before you know it, it's time for you to go to bed, and within a snap, it's time to get right back up and do it all over again for the next 2 or 3 days. So for me, it ended up being probably 2 hours of sleep a night, maybe 3 at the most. But it's been worth it. Oh, one more thing. If you're able to get there, try to check out some of the smaller companies that are over there. You know, the ones that are trying to get their business off the ground and get started and bring their product to the masses. They don't always have the big, huge budgets, but sometimes they have some pretty nice ideas in there. I found pretty much at the very back of one of the other hallways, it wasn't even in the convention center, it was at another venue just down the street from CES, and they were at the very back, and they had these little silicone pieces of whatever it was where you can wrap your headphone cables around it. It was brilliant. It didn't cost them much of anything to make those, and you could get them for maybe anywhere between $5 and $7, and I still use that thing today. It's pretty much made of nothing fancy. It's not super innovative technology, but it freaking does a job, and it does it well. My headphones are never tangled up. Before we get out of here, I want to say thank you for the continued support for the last, it's been a really great year. My channel has grown substantially. Thank you to Pruitt. Thank you to everybody on Twitter. Thank you to everybody in Google Plus. Now that I don't even use that anymore. Thank you on Instagram. Everything has been growing this year, and that was one of my goals. I still got a ways to go, but I've seen nothing but tremendous opportunities and support and growth, and I hope to keep that rolling in 2019. I do have on my slate the Premiere Pro tutorial for absolute beginners, because I never really thought about doing that before, and now that people were buying the Adobe Creative Cloud suite using my affiliate links in this video, thank y'all for doing that. Those folks have reached out and said, hey, can you help me out with that? And why not? I'll gladly help you out. I'll put something together. I've been trying to work on my scripts and get that squared away, and we'll get something done as soon as I'm back from CES in January. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the share button, hit the like button, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Leave those comments below. I will try to do more of these vloggy things, even though I don't think I'm a great vlogger because my life is pretty boring. Stay tuned for some other projects that we have coming down the pipe. Been considering a podcast. I used to podcast a long time ago, been considering it again. Not gonna make any promises, but I have at least considered it. All right, folks, y'all take care. Have a great new year, great end of the year, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.